Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to share with you guys how I make this delicious hibiscus drink, or Sobolo if you're Ghanaian. This Sobolo drink. So I'm just going to run through the ingredients you're going to need. So firstly, you're going to need some hibiscus dry flower or dry petals. You can get this from your local shop or local African shop nearby. And then next, I'm gonna use maple syrup to sweeten it. You can use, white sugar or brown sugar if you prefer, but I usually like to use maple syrup because I feel like it's, much healthier. The next, you're gonna need some negro peppers. These are called hwentia in Ghana, so you're just gonna need a few of these. I had like 1 tablespoon of negro peppers, and then you're gonna need some ginger. I had like 2 big ginger sliced up very thinly. You can use as much as you want, it depends on how spicy you want it. And then I like to use some cinnamon stick to give it more flavor. I like the smell of cinnamon, so this is why I prefer using cinnamon in this recipe. And then you're gonna need some clean washed pineapple. This is to give it lots and lots of flavor. Okay, and you're gonna need like a big saucepan to cook up all these ingredients. So firstly, you're gonna chop up your pineapple. You have to make sure that your pineapple is well cleaned, because sometimes you can have some insects and whatnot on them. So you make sure that you wash them clean. You don't throw away the skin of the pineapple because it has a lot of nutrients and it has lots and lots of flavor. So we're gonna cook the skin in this recipe. So what I'm doing here is just chopping the skin out. I'm just chopping the skin, and I'm just gonna dump all these in my saucepan. Right, so here I'm just going to dump in all the skin that I've just chopped up into the saucepan. So now I'm just going to chop up the actual food of the pineapple. So what I'm doing here is just cutting around it. With the pineapple there's this thick stem in the middle of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut around it. And usually I don't throw it away. I eat this. It's very crunchy, so I like to, eat that later. So I'm just going to chop the pineapple into cubes right now. So after chopping all of that, I'm just going to put everything back into the saucepan, like so. So next I'm just going to add up my spices. Which is the ginger, the negro peppers, and the cinnamon. I'm just going to add all these into that pot. I'm not going to add the hibiscus flower yet. I usually like to add that towards the end. of the cooking process. So here I'm just added everything, all the spices and pineapple in one pot. Next, what I'll do is I boil, some water, and I'm just going to pour it into the saucepan just to help, reduce the cooking process. So I'm gonna cover this pot and then bring it to a boil. I usually like to cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes just to make sure that the pineapple is well cooked and all the juices and flavors has been extracted. So I cook this for like 10 to 15 minutes. Then after that I remove the pineapple chunks, and then sometimes I like to add a few bits of the ginger and the hwentia and blend it together with the pineapple chunks just to give it, like a more intense flavor. So what I do next here is that I put the pineapple chunks and a little bit of the ginger and the negro peppers into my blender, and I blend this until it's very, very smooth. After it's all blended, what I'm going to do now is pour the blended solution back into my cooking pot. I'm just going to rinse it with a little bit of water, rinse the blender with a little bit of water, make sure that I get every bits of the pineapple. We're not wasting any food here, guys. We're not wasting any food. So I'm just going to rinse the rest of the stuff in the blender, and I'm going to pour it back into my cooking pot and let this simmer for a few minutes. It's time for us to add our dry washed hibiscus flour. I forgot to say this, but I actually washed my hibiscus flour before starting the cooking process, so you make sure that it's well washed. You might lose a little bit of color from washing the flour, but you have to make sure that this hibiscus flour has a very deep color, so it doesn't matter how much you wash it, you're still gonna get more of that red color from it. So what I do now is I just stir it up for a little bit and let it sit for an extra 5 minutes. I don't like to overcook this because there's no point. At this point, most of the redness and most of the nutrients from the hibiscus flowers has already been extracted, so you don't have to overcook this at this point. So what I do now is I sieve the solution into a glass bowl. I'm using my sieve. So I'm just going to sieve it into my glass bowl. Hi guys, so we're nearly at the end of this recipe. Right now I'm just stirring it up, and as you can see we have this gorgeous red color. So what I'm gonna do next is add my sweetener. So here, like I said, I'm going to be using my maple syrup. You can use any sweetener of your choice. You can use sugar, you can use brown sugar, you can use honey. It is all up suit you. So I'm just gonna like, put bit by bit and taste it as I put it in it. So I don't want to like put too much because obviously I don't want to over sweeten it. So I'm just gonna add my maple syrup like so, and I'm just gonna use my spoon to stir it up, slowly, and make sure that it is all dissolved, okay, right into the solution. So next, what I'll do here is I'll taste it to see it's if the sweetness is enough. If I feel like it's not, I'm just gonna add more of the maple syrup, and I think this is about enough for me. Okay, I don't really have a sweet tooth. My husband does, so but I'm just trying to like convince him and trying to encourage him to reduce it. Too much sweet is not good for us, guys. We need to stay healthy because we're not getting any younger. So I tasted it and it seems okay for me. Well, guys, so I couldn't wait. Okay, I couldn't wait. I just had to try this, and you can have these drinks hot or cold. So at this point, I was watching a movie. So what I did was I just poured a little bit of the Sobolo into my mug, and I just sipped it like I would sip normal tea. So you can have it as the like as a tea or as a cold refreshing drink. But at this point, I just decided to have it as a tea. It was late at night, and I just thought, hey, why not? Okay. So yeah, I sat in my living room watching movie whilst I sipped on this delicious drink, guys. You should try this if you haven't. It is delicious. So after my drink has cooled down, I transferred it into this gorgeous jar and I placed it in the fridge to chill, okay, to get cold for my husband to enjoy it as a cold drink the next day. Thank you so much for watching this video and for tuning into this channel. Let me know if you like this recipe and let me know how you guys do your Sobolo drink. Let's keep the conversation down in the comment section below going and flowing, okay? Thank you so much. Stay blessed and I love you guys so much. Bye.